Well, welcome back to Seablock and TSM, episode number 34. Okay, so last time we realised we needed to make cobalt, which needs the stereotype to be turned into chunks, basically, as probably the best recipe, because that will give us cobalt ore and tin ore. But we already don't really have enough copper, and there's not exactly a lot of room for doing this, although we could push some of this up out of the way a bit. I keep vacillating on whether I want to try and make this happen, or whether it's time to actually build externally, build some of the stuff externally to this area and change the nature of what we're doing here. And I'm starting to think that might actually be what we have to do. What do you export? You export crushed stuff, and then it comes to here. And yeah, so I'm kind of thinking we need to get to a point where it's just ore maybe coming in here. And it's already gone through all of the processes. See, this is Invar. Invar is hopelessly low on output volume, owing to the fact that it requires steel, and steel takes a long time to build because it needs 24 iron ingots, even though most of the time iron is fine because it's not being used particularly fast. So the long and the short of it is it's just too hard to do cobalt steel right at the second. And we are going to temporarily put it on the back burner while we build a couple of things to help us with our future expansion and our massive upgrade of this very meager ore that we're getting at the moment. So, I probably should have picked up more of that resource. Let's just go back and do that. What we're going to do is we're going to build inserters, and we're going to build rail track, and I don't know if I need to specifically build the wagons and so on, and engines. That's a nice collection. I need to see actually what the recipe for rails is. It's basically the same as the base game, so we're going to need stone, which is good. I think all of the stone just gets turned in here. That bit's not quite as good as we'd like. We're going to have to change that. We're going to have to change it like so, and we will have to do something like that, and run the stone all the way down to wherever we can get to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have to use a red to skip this bit. You coming, stone? Yes, good. And carry on down. Alright. These things are probably not going to take too much space. But let's just make sure that we don't run out of space. Poor little fishies getting squished. And let's just grab those guys. Do I have any more? I don't think so. stone brick? Actually, I do. Might as well do that. Now, I might build the rails here because they're pretty simple. All we need is an iron stick maker. Before I get too carried away, let's just make sure that iron sticks are still as simple as they are in the base game. They are good. So we're going to need a couple of these guys will do. One for iron sticks and one for rail. For iron stick, you are rail. Do we need to build all these other things? No, I don't think so. The two. It's not actually that much harder, is it? That's a problem. Yeah, we're missing Invar production, so we won't worry about that one. You are just steel and stone. Okay. The iron needs to come down. And we might just break it off and have it sort of come to here. And normal inserter. And then an inserter into here. And ideally we would like probably coming through on the top, although I didn't leave as much room as I'd ideally like there. Maybe just a single belt that's got a mix of stone and steel on it. Because this is kind of a build over time. So bring the stone down. And the steel will be there. And I think steel is in here, isn't it? So the steel... Okay, inserters, while we're doing them next, had enough of building them. You go in there, and you go into a box, build an iron chest, I suppose that'll do. How much do we need? Let's start with that. We're going to need a decent amount. How's our power doing? Hardly anything because we're not making enough to make things that cost power, really. Okay, making inserters. You can be made in anything. What are these? These are the stack inserters, are they? Fast. They don't have a slow version. So you need a fast inserter. What do you need? You need a filter inserter. What do you need? You need an inserter. And you need inserter. Fast inserter. You need iron gear wheels. You need steel gear wheels. We need iron and steel gear wheels. You're built off the filter inserter. Okay. And iron and steel gear wheels. Okay, so I need to be able to make more of these, obviously, which I can't do. I only have 6 more of the basic circuit boards, so that won't do. I could steal them off the line, but since I've got a box up here, I kind of like the idea of picking them up out of the box. Take 200 then. This does go through, it's just very pitifully slow now. Strategy will lead us to a pretty good outcome, I think. Yes, that's building up nice and fast. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we are going to need... No, I didn't pick up any iron while I was doing that. 5... Let's just get all of them. So I want iron gear wheels. How many do we actually use per inserter? 1 steel, 1 steel, potentially 5 steel. Missing the steel to build it, that's anything. Okay, doesn't seem like a lot, so maybe if I had fewer iron gear wheels, I don't think this is really going to work the way I want it to, but iron gear wheels and a few were steel gear wheels. Then I think I need you doing something like that. So you could be... what needs the steel gear wheels again? Ah, good. Okay. So if you are the normal inserter, and then if we allow... See, we're getting too close to that, which I don't entirely like. This is when I want to bring my robots down here. So that I can just go, actually guys, can you just pick up and drop down a whole lot? Thanks. So you can be the filter inserter. That's interesting. And you can be the fast inserter. And we will make it possible to build... you don't follow directly, do you? You need the steel gear wheel and you need the brass, so there isn't really anything that follows directly. And you go out there, and actually your buddy, which I can't build because I need more iron, let's get another 5, say. You're kind of next of kin. The stack inserter goes there, and the stack filter inserter fast stack inserter. So it's built here. But that's when we're getting awkward again. So I might just leave that one for the moment. We're not quite ready. Well, maybe we should be. I probably have to build it off to the side, so maybe we will do that. Another one down there, and that one can be the fast stack inserter. So now I need a belt that contains iron, because you need iron. And if only you are already producing, you also need basic circuit boards. This is where things get a little bit more tricky. Who else needs these damn things? You need steel gear wheels. You don't need gear wheels. You need steel gear wheels. You need steel gear. So the only one... So we don't actually need to put you on a belt at all. Cut again. Let's move all of this like so. So, you can just load directly. Is that the end of iron? You need iron. You don't. You don't. Factors. We actually need something like steel gear wheels. 1, 2, 3. 3 different things needing steel gear wheels. Nothing else beyond this one. So, do you have... Yes, you have steel gear wheels. And you have steel gear wheels. Now, you need green circuits. We also... why don't I bring in the boards that this one needs? Just out here, say. And it may as well just have a long drop. So this is iron. Go back there. Okay. Iron. You. Let's just jump over here. So you are 1, 2, normally. Yeah, That's the right spot. But we won't be able to get over that without a red. So you should be able to make inserters now. Now the thing is, you need to place that inserter in multiple places. So for starters, that's one of them, is your inserter. You need them as well. You need fast inserters, so I actually wouldn't mind maybe putting a box in between there and a box in between here as well. And obviously we're going to have a box for these ones. And you need the fast stack inserters, so again, all of these with a box, and the boxes really should be steel chests. That was just what would make more sense, because they can upgrade to these sorts of chests, storage chests, or passive providers. So 1, 2, 4, something like that. One here. We're gonna need one there. One here. One here. And lots of wire. Wire. Copper cable. So I guess you also need green, and you've got the steel, and you also need bronze. Okay, so we need to get the green circuits coming in. Where are they now? Oh, yes, we actually have a few. Not there. Here's where we want them. These guys. We go. The green circuits. Oh dear, hang on. And we're back in action. I'm not 100% sure exactly where we got up to. Family Skyping and all that in these times. Anyway, so we've got the green circuits over here. I think that's all that I need for that one. It is. This guy also needs the bronze plate. Okay, we need to be careful that we get the right one. Bronze plate. We've got brass and bronze. And that's one of them, and that's one of them. Okay, do I have either of those on me? That one's bronze. I think that's this one. Looks like bronze to me. We've got a bit further to go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to have to use a yellow. And we're going to have to get some more of that. This is a very disconnected bus, I readily admit, but it's certainly not the final form of the bus. I might actually get some reds while we're here as well. Even if it's just 10. Actually, some of these are probably a good idea as well. I don't need those ones. One stack is enough. Have enough problems carrying what we've got. So, yes, this is where the bronze should come through. Right, that brings it through to here. I really should power this up. Actually, that's the other thing I probably should do. Power poles as well. That would save me a lot of effort in the long run. Right, we need to limit you. Let's limit it currently to just one stack of 50, say. And you need, actually... I'm going to limit the filter inserters to, say, 20. Its numbers are subject to revision. You need steel. Which is this one. Gone too far. Better. Okay, that's the steel coming in. What else do you need? You need bronze plate as well. I think I might even run the bronze. Do you need bronze plate? You need bronze plate. Do you need bronze plate? No. Might even run the bronze plate down through here. Rather than making a separate split off. Then everybody that needs bronze can get bronze. You don't need bronze, do you? Nope. Steel. You don't need steel at all either. You do need green circuits though. You might be far enough down to get your own little helping for green circuits. Now you can't do anything unless that is greater than, say, 10. And Need another. And I don't need more than, say, 20 of the fast filter inserters at the moment. Say less than 20. Oh, you don't have green as well, don't you? Yes. Now, down here. Green circuit. No green circuit. Green circuit. I'll run another line of green circuit, I believe. It's probably the best bet here. Where is the stone? Stone. There it is. Continue the path. And, whoops, not that one, this one. That's the green up there. That's going to be slightly awkward. Maybe we can just send you back slightly so that it works like that, and we can then do that, in which case it's perfectly reasonable to do this, that. And I thought I had a decent supply of green circuits, but obviously I do not. You've got your bronze, you don't have your green circuits. That's about to be remedied. You don't need green circuits. You do need green circuits, okay. Actually, I'm going to guess it's not needed for higher ups, so you can do one of those. Now, we need to do some limiting here. So you will fast inserters. If fast inserters is less than, maybe we'll go as much as 50. And this one will only work if fast inserters is greater than 25. And we'll allow the stack inserters. No. If the fast... Yeah, no, hang on. We do need to make it... If stack inserters is less than 20 for now. We have our 20. Have our 20. Have our 50. We have none. Oh, you need green circuits, of which there are none. And we need to tighten up those conditions a little bit. So, what was that one? If fast inserters, no, that doesn't really work. If stack inserters, fast stack inserters is less than 50. You are if fast inserters is less than 50. And you are if fast inserters is greater than, say, 25. And that's our inserters, and oh, it looks like we have 1,000 rail. Okay. I would like to do poles, tinned copper wire and brass for the bigger medium. What do you need? Iron stick. You just need tinned copper wire. Poles will help us quite a lot, I think. Big poles and the medium poles. Good grief, that was all of it. Stone brick. What are these things? That's a Santa ray. Levac fish. Okay. So we basically need an ability to feed each of these all the stuff that they're going to need. Possibly I should make these things as well, but I don't really know. What do the big poles take? Thinking about this, they take iron sticks as well. Maybe they'll get their own. Oh, they all take. They take the same products actually. So maybe I should make this one be iron sticks and print out. Well, print out. Put it out to here, and then we can have our medium poles, if I can ever find them. Medium pole, and you can be the big pole. And I am definitely going to want the enlarged versions, Mark II version, which will entail a tin copper wire. I think that's all it needs. Tin copper wire. Yes, tin copper. Brass plate. Okay. Tin copper wire simply needs these guys. See how close we are already? I really need more space. We ran out of landfill, didn't we? Has this moved? Whoa, there are some woeful quantities of resources getting into our system right now. What on earth is the problem? You don't have enough slag slurry. You have too much... No, you have slag. But you don't have enough sulfuric acid. Why don't you have enough sulfuric acid? Because you are actually exhausted as far as your sulfur goes. Because your purified water is basically maxed out. That's interesting. Okay, that's a new one. Do we have a clarifier? We do have a clarifier. Can't fit it in there. What we'll do is we'll come over here. And do we have a... Overflow valve. So if there gets to be too much purified water, we'll start getting rid of it. This should result in this guy dropping soon. Purified water. Where's your output of that going? Doesn't appear to go anywhere. Purified water comes into this collection. You have maxed purified water, but you have no slag slurry. Mineralized water is maxed. Mineralized water is maxed as well. Going on here? Crystal slurry is nothing. But there's tons of stuff going around. Because you also need sulfuric acid, and you have none. This is a little unfortunate. I might need to make sulfur instead of burning off wherever I'm doing that. I know I have another collection of sulfur. Getting angels in balance seems to be quite a challenging proposition. Over here, we produced quite a lot of sulfur back in the day. Wait a minute. Oh, we needed it here, didn't we? Yes. Maybe I should actually hook up a alarm to this. In case it ever happens again. If sulfur, global playback, show alert. If sulfur, which of course I've forgotten where it is. Sulfur. If sulfur is less than, say, 20, set, the alarm will be sulfur. Sulfur low. Okay. Whoops, low. Is it dropping or is it going up? Appears to be dropping, doesn't it? That is a little bit of a worry. What's happening to our sulfuric wastewater if it's not going in here? This is purified water. That's just picking up sulfuric wastewater. I think I used it somewhere, didn't I? I said come all the way down the base to a process we have going off way down here. It needs sulfuric wastewater. It was something to do with this oil process, wasn't it? Only come in if this side drops, and then you are going into this oh, that produces sulfuric wastewater. So no, that's not the one. The top up is over here. No, that's also not the top up. It provides sulfuric wastewater to the green algae, but the green algae doesn't need to go unless this is going. So none of this actually should be running at the moment, so there shouldn't be any. I wouldn't have thought there was a drain on the sulfuric wastewater. Mind. So is this finally giving us a decent amount of resources? No, far from it. We are getting some resources, but it's not a decent amount. That's why we're building all this stuff. Okay, never mind. Do I need anything while I'm up here? Like some stone, probably. Let's just grab some. On the way through, some stone brick. Have some, or at least there's a little bit of iron still at this end. We ignore the top end for now. Okay, so you need iron. You do not. So basically, that's the iron. What else do you need? You need nothing that's out of the ordinary. And we don't need any of those things over here, no. Okay, so you are making tinned copper wire. Where is it? Tinned copper wire. You need to be copper. And we wanted to move all... That's right, we wanted to move all of this down. What I actually wanted was landfill. I don't think I got any. Roboport. Robots. I did not get landfill. So I went all that way to get landfill. Didn't get landfill, but at least I did turn on the factory again. Kind of, if you can call this remotely tiny dribble of resources turning the factory back on. Why we're building the rails, so that we can deal with that. How much have you got? Almost nothing. Faster on this? Should be. No. It's actually faster on the brick walkway. That's embarrassing. It's supposed to be built. All right. They'll do. Okay. What do you cut? Oh, didn't want you to take that one. Too slow. Okay, never mind. You need to be cut back up there. There's nowhere for all of those, huh? So they need a... one of them. So you also need brass, huh? So I want brass on one side of the belt and... if I have... well, the tin can come in like this. The copper can come in like this. Brass can be on the other side of this belt. The brass must be the other one. If that's bronze, the brass must be this one. Oh. More resources, please. Oh. So... that's the bronze. Hang on. What else did you need? You needed steel and copper. Okay. That line will have to be a joint steel and copper line somehow. That's the copper. That's the steel. Okay, if we have a... not going to work, is it? You need to move. And then this iron can wrap round. Copper will have to... no, that's not going to work either. Hang on. Copper needs to go there. Steel needs to go there. That needs to do that. Now, steel. Come through here. Yeah, that'll do. And you need a inserter that will basically pick up from there, drop off there. PowerPoint. You're actually in the way there. Oh yeah, that does connect. Okay, so you need to be tin. Is there any tin? Tin looks surprisingly healthy for the moment. Okay. Can you go back to... No. You'll have to be a red inserter then. Comes the tin. You need to be copper. Yep. So you can go there. You can go there, but drop off there. You guys can go in there and in there. We need to skip so that we can put an actually, I will do that. And I will do that. Hang on. No, you don't, but you need this as well. Okay. It's going to have to also come out here and flow down like so. We're going to have to build a few more. Your drop off is there. You have two places where you're putting stuff. And we need some boxes, which ideally will be steel again. One there, one there. One, two. And some wire. So basically, I'll be starting to just want to use these, but let's just go if 4 sorts, haven't we? If the medium poles are less than 50, build more. And you can go if the medium poles are less than greater than say 20. You can go if the medium 2s are less than, let's make it 50 as well. You get to go if the big poles are less than, I guess, 50 as well. You get to go if the big poles are greater than, I guess, 20 as well. And you get to go if the big pole 2 is less than 50. The power has not extended to where we need it yet, so I need to build some more poles myself. Anything not powered? What are you waiting on? You are waiting on these poles. Ah, yes. And you don't get a share unless it gets past here. Seems slightly rough. Guys, we've been going for about an hour, which again is slightly over time. It's because I lost track of time when I was interrupted. So I guess that should do it for us. Next episode, I think I will be actually building rail. And the intention is to finally come up here and go, this just won't do. And we'll be replacing the making a mineral sludge first of all, and then a whole lot of ore processing, including the latest one that we need, which is of course the cobalt. And yeah, whether we continue, I guess we'll obviously probably continue to do a bit here, but we may actually end up with at least iron, copper, tin being smelted, the actual plates being smelted elsewhere, steel. And I'll gradually roll that out and replace a huge amount of this, and it will be a trains coming in instead, and maybe a bit more room for some of the exotics. But that's in the future. So thanks for joining me for this one. Look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye-bye for now.